Hey guys, it's Lynn here, and this is indeed my podcast. So, welcome to the first episode of Listen Linda. And in today's episode, I'm going to be introducing who I am, what this podcast is all about, and why now. Why did I decide to publish a podcast right now on YouTube? Tune in to hear more about that. As you can already tell, my name is Linda, but I do prefer to be called Lynn. I'm 23 years old and I was born and raised in Pennsylvania. At the age of 18, I actually decided to move out of my parents' house just to become more independent and have a chance to see more of the world. Once I moved out, I moved to the city of Philadelphia, which was about an hour away from home. I lived there for 4 years, and just last year I fell in love. I packed up my life and moved from Philadelphia to Florida. I was working two jobs when I was living in Philly, and then now I'm actually a restaurant owner alongside with my boyfriend. Everything happened really quickly, so I know a lot of people probably think when they hear of my story with my boyfriend that I got everything handed to me for free. But to be honest, I actually worked really hard and I did pay for the partnership and sign legal paperwork. So nothing was handed to me free. Anywho, let's talk about what this podcast is all about. This podcast is going to be covering through many stories and advice that I've gotten once at some point in my past, and I've ignored them all. I wanted to use my simple words to just help everyone grow mentally because we're all human, and the best thing that we can do is just help each other and spread awareness and just be kind, you know? I will sometimes have a friend speak with me, probably in an episode or two, but mainly it'll just be me. Each episode is going to be talked on a topic that we've all experienced before in our lives. For example, my second episode is going to be called Stuck. And with that saying, it's just having that feeling when you're living a life in a routine that's in a sucky loop and how to get out of that and pretty much finding change and yeah. And for the last part, why now? Why did I decide to do it now? About 2 years ago, I actually remembered seeing a lot of my favorite YouTubers and TikTokers start up their own podcasts. And at that time, I was like, I want to be just like them. I've been told that I do talk a lot, so why not put that to good use, right? I had a whole blueprint and pretty much structured out plan for this whole podcast idea. But like most hobbies and ideas, I quit before I even really get started on it because honestly, I have the fear of failing. 2 years later, and I would say that I've grown a lot mentally as a person. So something just clicked inside of me. And this past year, I actually made more content on social media as YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And it really just got me going for it. Then I realized once I started uploading the videos on YouTube, there was really nothing to be scared of. So here we are. Anywho, thank you guys so much for listening in. And if you stayed this long, congratulations. But this is pretty much the introduction to my podcast.